Hello, hello, hello. Let me see. Why is it so small? I'm trying to find my playlist. Like I've been here forever. Yeah, ever. What's up, guys? It's your new girl, your favorite auntie Marilyn. Cause y'all be calling me auntie. Talking about KSI daughter or his mama cause of my forehead. But baby, let me tell you something. I don't have low self esteem. I'm okay with me. I love me. I do. There's nothing that you can't say to me that's gonna change my opinion about me. I've been called everything, anything but a child of God. But I am a child of God. So that's not nothing I'm used to. I'm not bothered by the comments. I want y'all to keep commenting. That's your Fourth Amendment right. You have your own opinion to say what you want to say, and that's fine. That's cool. Do you. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I am my own content. Um Most of the time I'm just doing it for fun, bored, don't have nothing else to do. I do have a full-time job. I do work. Yes, I do. So with or without, I'm gonna be okay. But there's nothing wrong with making a little extra on the side. But I am going to introduce myself though. I'm Marilyn. Y'all can call me Auntie Marilyn. I'm thinking about changing my name to your favorite Aunt Marilyn. Are your favorite auntie Marilyn? I'm thinking about changing my name since everybody in the comments only call me auntie. But I am an auntie. I'm not a grandmother. Um, my name is Marilyn. I'm from Georgia. ATL. What it do? Uh, I'll be 45 in 2 months. Yes. I work with Delta Airlines. Um, I'm always looking for somewhere to go to travel. Um, I really wanted to get on here and talk some truth, because what I've learned, even in my 40s, like I'm still learning every day. I'm learning something new every day, every day. I don't care how old, how young you are, every day you're going to learn something. It's something to learn each and every day. And I have just come to this thing that the world will believe a lie rather than the truth. Also, you know, life has its challenges. We all going through something. I'm not trying to be like the next person. I'm not in competition with the next person. Babe, I'm out here trying to survive. I'm out here in the trenches trying to make it do what it do. I'm a single parent with my 2 children. I have a 17-year-old and an 11-year-old. And yes, I will be 45 soon. I'm not a grandmother. I'm going to be a grandmother when I'm supposed to be. Um, but yeah, I'm just trying to get more in tune with YouTube, do more lives, speak about different things that's going on in the world today. Also, I just want to say this is a disclaimer. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Um, so, you know, this election that came through, Trump president, y'all already knew that they didn't want no woman in office. This is the second time Trump done ran for president against a woman. The first time was Hillary Clinton. He won. He ran against a guy. He lost. He went against Kamala and he won. I feel like it was a setup. It was planned anyway. My thing is, y'all know they don't want no woman up in the White House. If they didn't let Hillary Clinton up in the White House, they ain't letting no other woman up in no White House. I don't think it really had to do with anything with race. Could be wrong, I'm not sure. But I really believe it's because she was a woman. I didn't vote. Uh, I vote for Jesus. My trust is in God, not in man. Don't trust in man. Man is like the weather. They switch up on you. They change on you. I hear people say, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. I wouldn't keep my enemies closer, or even my friends, because they be the ones closest to you that take you up out of here. We got a lot going on. Everybody be so caught up in homosexuals, the LGBT community. I'm down with the LGBT community. I love women. I prefer women over men any day. Um, that's just my preference. We talk more about the LGBT community, what's going on, but we don't talk about the homelessness in our cities. We don't talk about the child abuse that's going on in our city. We don't talk about domestic violence in our city like we should. We don't talk more about our youth carrying guns and killing each other. I mean, unaliving. I'm trying to get, because I know YouTube don't like certain things, but I'm not really making no money or anything yet. But We got our youth walking around here with weapons. I seen young boys be just walking around here like it ain't nothing. Like, I'm like, where did you get that from? You only look like you about 15, 16, 17. My son is 17 and he lost his friend to, you know, gun violence in May of this year. Maybe like a week or two after the young man turned 17 in May. He turned 17 in May and he was unalived in May. And that's my son first time that my son experienced the loss of a friend. I knew the young man. He was respectful to me, but I don't care. Nobody deserves to get unalive. I mean, people don't even square up no more. I mean, I was born in 1980. And when we was growing up, we met at the playgrounds, and it wasn't no jumping in unless it was like your family or cousins. Everybody young, they want to fight, they want to jump in. But we didn't do a lot of jumping in. You got your 1-on-1. We fought at the park, after school, off the school bus. We wasn't toting no knives, no guns. We wasn't doing this type of stuff that's going on in the world now. You got mothers against daughters, fathers against sons. You got parents unaliving kids, their children. You got children unaliving their parents. You got family members touching family members. You got people doing stuff. The main thing, my thing is this, is for me, is the children. Y'all got nothing on the background. I live in the hood, so I live like on the main city block. So you might hear a lot of ambulance, fire trucks, police department, a lot of noise because it's a busy street. I call it like Front Street. I'm on Front Street, and I just want to let y'all know. Auntie been doing them videos and dancing and stuff. I'm a little stiff because I really can't dance. You know what? I'm from Atlanta. I'm a Georgia peach, but I cannot twerk. I cannot wear heels. I've never walked in heels. I've always been a tomboy. Um, so, and I'm an introvert. I'm kind of shy. Um, I always like to be in the background. I never been a person that like to be in the forefront. Like, I was on, y'all see, I got my knee wrapped up because Auntie been doing them videos. And my knee is hurting. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why y'all making fun of y'all auntie and everything? Y'all need to pray for y'all auntie knee that to get better. Because, baby, it hurts. I got to sit it down, lay it down a little bit. But, yeah, my knee hurts. But I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. Sit up a little bit. But, yep. So, yeah. If you come across this video, let me know where you checking in from. I feel like it shouldn't be no type of hate, no type of competition on this app. It's a lot out here for everybody. I feel like we should grow together. Let's grow together. Let's come up together. Let's make it do what it do. Instead of being jealous of one another. Personally, me, I ain't jealous of nobody. You know what I'm saying? I never aim to want what someone else has. Because guess what? I don't know what they did to get it. It's people out here selling their souls to the enemy for money. Baby, I refuse to do it. I will continue to work my what she say? My 9 to 5. But it's not 9 to 5. But I keep working my full-time job, my benefits, and my 401k than to sell my soul for some money. It's not worth it. Because I am trying to make it to heaven. Because there is a God. And he's real. And I believe in him. But back to the children. Everybody's so caught up on a man marrying a man, a woman marrying a woman. But one thing about it, God ain't shocked. They've been doing this back in the Bible days. The stuff people doing now, like that stuff was going on with Diddy, them freak part, all that's going on, all this unaliving kids, all these swingers and parties and stuff. This was going on back in the Bible days before Jesus even hit the Bible. That's why God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why he destroyed the earth the first time with water. And I believe him. And I believe he's coming back again. This time he said, I'm going to do it by fire. Y'all have to look at the things that's going on around us, like the weather. Uh, the struggle. Bills are high. Groceries are high. Gas is high. But when we were going through COVID 2020, them 2 years, I ain't never seen so much money before in my life. And I feel like we're making up for it because they the one gave out all that money instead of starting off slow, giving out a little bit at a time and then increase. No, they increased first, gave out a lot, and then started decrease. Like, it's all like a systematic type of thing. It's like money makes the world go around. We give them the money, they're gonna put it back in the economy, and it's gonna go around and around and around. I'm not into politics, but I like to debate and I like a challenge. Um, so I'm down for any questions. Um, I'm not perfect. I don't know everything, but I know my rights, and that's what's wrong with a lot of people today. God said, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. You need to know your rights. My mama used to tell me, and she still does tell me, pick and choose your battles. I had to understand that part. Now understand. Pride cometh before fall. Sometimes we have too much pride. Our head is lifted too high. There's nothing wrong with you walking with your head held high, regardless of what you're going through. You don't have to walk around and look like what you're going through. Regardless of what you're going through, get up, get yourself together, put you some clothes on, do your hair. Let people assume, let them wonder, let them think. One thing about me, I go to work, right? So when I go to work, I want to make sure that I'm presentable when I go to work because I never know who I might run into. I work at the airport, so I've seen a lot of celebrities. I'm not a celebrity struck type of person. I feel like they are a person just like I am. They just have more money than I am. They be on TV. We know them from that. They don't know me. They don't know my name. They don't care about me. Um, I mean, it is what it is. So when I see them, some like to speak. They don't like to be bothered. They don't like to say hey. So I don't bother the celebrities when they come through. Now some I've seen like Keith Sweat. I took a picture with Keith Sweat. I can upload those videos. Me and Pastor Troy, me and Sukiana. Um, I seen Kiki Wyatt. I met Eva. Is it Eva Pigaford who played Madam? I actually got a chance to really say something to her. That was cool. She was cool too. Madam and all the Queen's men. Madam, she was cool. She was like how she is on the movie. She was the same way at the thing. And I just kind of stood beside her, gave her a little space, and I was like, I know who you are, but I'm not gonna say that. And she was kind of saying something about they might not mess up her luggage. I said, no, cause you matter. And she bust out laughing. And her on the movie Blue hair is like mine, like shaved off on the side. So, I'm in there looking like blue, like her bodyguard. I'm like, girl, I'm your bodyguard. It's me. Let me be on the show, period. But she was cool. But you got some of them that come through there. They don't like to speak. I saw Taraji one morning because I'm a third party contractor with Delta. So Delta has a group. It's called the elite group, and those they escort the celebrities. They take them different ways to go, so they won't go through the airport. Um, so I was able to see Taraji one morning, whatever. I gave them their space. I don't be staring. I don't do none of that. I just was like, okay, there goes Taraji. I was, excited to see Taraji because I like her. Um, I seen T.I., Jazzy Faye, Waka Flocka, Kim, the singer. He was nice. Um, I seen Missy, and I walked past Missy. My coworker was like, "Girl, there go Missy." I was like, "That's Missy," and I spoke to her and everything. Didn't know that was her. She had a bodyguard, but she's short, and I'm like 5'1", so I know she probably was like 4'11". But she spoke. She was cool. Missy was cool. I always miss the Brad and Judy when they come through. So I'm waiting for them to come through. I seen Nene Leakes a couple of times. I missed Tiana Taylor one time, but I heard she don't really like to be messed with. Quavo come through there. I heard he don't like to be messed with either. I heard T.I. don't like to be messed with either. So when they be telling me about certain people, I don't say nothing to them. I just walk right past them. Like, people like T.I. walked right past me. Like, even though I looked at him, he looked at me, and he kept on going. I kept on going, baby. Hey, because at the end of the day, y'all ain't God. Y'all ain't God. Y'all ain't bigger than God. And just like how people think they up, you could be up one day and you could be down the next, So in all things, we need to stay humble. We really do need to remain humble. But y'all come across this video, I want y'all to put in the comments, like, where you from. If you got any questions you want to ask concerning this video after I upload it, you can. Yes, on the back of my wall with the purple, that's my grandmother. She passed 2 years ago. I miss her so much. Cause it's like right now, only the person I have right now is God. It's me and God and my sons. I have my mom and my 2 sisters here, but everybody, it's like when my grandmama passed, it's like the family just separate. It was like my grandma was keeping us together, but now she's gone. Like everybody just doing their own thing. So I just feel like I'm just out here alone with me and my kids and God against the world. Like I wish I could call her and talk to her because I could talk to my grandma about anything and she wouldn't tell nobody. I can't talk to her. I know a lot of people be saying they get visits from, their loved ones who passed from the other side. I haven't gotten a visitation from my grandmama or nothing or anything. And it's cool. And the young lady next to her is Winter. That's my mom's friend's daughter. Me and Winter actually shared the same birthday, which is in January. And Winter passed 2 days before my grandmama passed, the same month, the same year. So the day that Winter passed was the last day I talked to my grandma in the hospital, and she told me she loved me and whatever. Then like 2 days later, she passed on me. That was my maternal grandmother. It's my mom's mom. That's the only grandmother I had, the only grandmother I knew. I was her first grandchild, her first granddaughter. I'm the oldest out of all my siblings, my cousins, all them the oldest. My grandmama like practically raised me. Her grandmother raised her, and my grandmother's grandmother was a Blackfoot Indian, which I'm looking more into the Blackfoot Indians because I really want to know like where I came from, like where my family came from, Like even like my last name, I know my last name did not come from. It's like a British last name. I know it came from somewhere over there, but yeah, Winter, was unalive. She was due to a hit and run accident, and she was like 18 or 19, and she had just graduated high school. So from the year of, I want to say 2017 all the way up to 2022 when I lost my grandmother, I lost a lot of people along the way. And I thank God that I'm still here. Sometimes I say, like, Lord, what is my purpose? Why am I here? What it is that you want me to do? And I know one thing, though, I am very big on like being a child advocate, like when it comes to kids, children, being unalive, hurt, or, SACA, that hurts me to my heart. And y'all, I asked God a question. I asked him, I'm telling y'all, God is real. And if you sit and be quiet, you can hear him. You can hear him. And I asked him one day, because when you become a mother, sometimes not everybody's motherly instinct kicks in. They don't connect with their child. But when I had my first child, by the time I had my second child, I was like locked in motherly like type stuff to where I was told that I'm too overprotective about my kids. But I wish somebody was overprotective of me when I was growing up. Like I deal with mental issues due to my childhood, not my adulthood. It's from my childhood that lingered over into my adulthood. Things that I just brushed against the road because nobody never asked me, you know, did I care? Nobody asked me how I felt. Do they never seem to care? You know, from my childhood, like my mom went to prison. I think I was between the age of 8 and 9. I remember like between 8 and 9. I remember the bounty hunters, whoever they was, kicking in the doors with them 4 5s, throwing all the clothes out the dresser, like the stuff you see on TV. They was doing that for real. We couldn't touch our mom. She was in handcuffs. They told my grandma, you better hurry up and come and get your grandchildren. So they going to foster care. So just imagine you being the oldest and you have 2 little sisters and you can't touch your mom. She's going away. She was out on bond. I remember going to court with her. They told me I couldn't go in the courtroom because I was too young. And when my mama came out the courtroom, she was handcuffed to a white woman, which I know now she was sentenced to 10 years, and she was on her way to Hardwick, Georgia prison. So imagine a child seeing that. That never, like, I can remember those events like it happened yesterday. Like them kicking in the door. I can explain to you the whole house, how the house was set up. Like you hear the story of people saying they went uh from rags to riches. Well, no, I went from riches to rags because my mom was in her 20s, like mid 20s. She worked for now what is AT&T, but back in the day in the 80s, it was Southern Bell. And my stepdad worked on the land uh, field. And then I also found out that my real dad, he's from New York, and he has mental issues too. We'll get into that later. But yeah, so we went to go stay with my grandma, me and my sisters and stuff. So it wasn't like when we was living with my mom. Like I don't remember like no birthday parties. my hair, like clothes, like growing up seeing other kids have stuff that you want but you can't have because your mom is not here to give you the things that you was used to, and your grandmother and your aunts that's supposed to be taking care of you, they doing their own thing. I didn't even know that they was doing crack cocaine. Well, my grandma was. I didn't know that till I got a little older. So I guess the money that they was getting for us, that way they was doing. I taught myself how to do my hair when it came to my menstrual cycle, maybe 10, 11. Came on, told my grandma, she was like, oh, child, that's just your menstrual. Go out there and get a pad. I'm looking at her like, what is a pad? What is a menstrual? How do I use it? So I had to figure that out. Messed up clothes and stuff, but I figured that out. Um, I can come and go as I please. Just my mom didn't come home till I was probably like 13 and a half, going on 14. So all that time I did what I wanted to do. Nobody asked me how was my day. I didn't get hugs. It wants to know I love you. Do you have homework? How you feel? Do you miss your mom? Everything's gonna be okay. I had to go to a psychiatrist. Like they didn't help. Like, this is it's so just going on through all that. My mama got out of prison. I didn't want to go stay with her because by now I'm set in my ways. And it's like I really don't know my mom. Because when I was seeing her behind glass windows. But when she got in the halfway house, my mama did start kind of taking better care of us because we wasn't really being properly taken care of. Like I seen my sisters go through things and I couldn't do nothing to protect them. That hurted me. To this day, I love my sisters. We never fought. I'm gonna be 45. I have a sister that's 40 and I have one that's 39. We never fought. We done had our cussing out each other, whatever, but we never physically fought each other or anything like that. But my two sisters are like 13 months apart. They're closer together than I am with them. Like we're not close like we should. Like I don't talk to my sisters every day. I don't talk to my mom every day. You know how people used to say, they would lay in the bed with their mom and watch TV and talk about different things and go shopping. I never did that with my mom. Um, I did with my grandmama though. My grandmother was like my mom. I used to call my grandma mom. I think my aunts was jealous of that too. Like I have aunts and an uncle that I don't talk to. You think they call and check up on me? No. Do I call and check up on them? No, I do not either. Because when my grandma was passing, they was in the hospital acting fool my aunts. And like I told them, when my grandma leave this earth, I'm done with this family. And I mean it. I love my family and it's okay to love people from afar, but you don't have to deal with it being mistreated. Y'all mistreated us all our life. Um, okay, go get the food. Okay. I'm live. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My fault. I'll be right back. Okay, so anyway, like I was saying, yeah, I don't even know what I was talking about. Damn, kids. Um, so yeah, so I can't even really remember y'all what I was talking about, but yeah. So my mom came home. I had to go stay with her. I only stayed with her for like 2 years. At 16, she ended up giving my grandmama temporary custody of me. Cause in doing the process, like when my mama came home from prison, she acted like she didn't like me. Like she tried to make me clean her floors with toothbrush. That's what they do when you in prison, right? Okay. I'm watching your kids while you leave and go be with this man you done met in the halfway house. You leaving your daughters in the house in the hood overnight, knowing these folks over here crazy. Like, one thing about it, I've learned, if you ain't being observative, know that somebody is watching you. Like, you should always be aware of your surroundings. Look around, cause there's people out here watching your everyday moves, your the roles, the routes you take. That's why I switch it up. I do things differently because you just never know. I've never. One thing about me is I'm not exempt for anything happening to me. A lot of people be like, "Oh, I didn't know this would happen to me. I didn't think this could happen to me." Who are you that it won't? I know that, so I'm always cautious about where I go and where I be. And that came from my childhood too. But like I said, school, whatever. I was going to school, live with my mama. She was making me do a lot of stuff. There's nothing wrong with doing chores or helping out. I didn't have a problem, but I didn't have a childhood. You came home, you never asked us how we felt, what we went through, did we need counseling. It was just as we picking out where we left off, but we really don't know you, Mom. But by the time my mama came home, my sisters was my age when she went to prison. So I want to say they was between 7 or 8 and 8 and 9. Long story short, I was a quiet person. I stayed in my room. I went to school. I never really went outside. I had one best friend. A guy used to try to talk to me all the time. We was like 15. I'm maybe like 2 months older than him. And at 15, he was selling drugs. He was a Tommy Hilfiger, and he used to rap. So he kept trying to holler at me. I finally, what I'm saying, gave him a chance, talk, whatever, because he was the only one really showing interest in me. I mean, he was giving me attention, even though I really wasn't, looking for attention because I've been alone all my life. So I'm used to kind of being alone. Like, it doesn't bother me being alone. So I was turning him down. Then eventually we ended up talking, and I lost my virginity to him at 15. I started skipping school and stuff of that nature. And my mama found out about that part. And now I understand how, if you believe in God like I do, and in the Bible, God talks about Adam and Eve and how they was naked and unashamed. He told them don't eat from the tree of good and evil. So when Eve went and ate and gave it to Adam, Adam should have told her no. Adam should have said, look, you ate the apple, that's between you and God. I'm doing what God told me not to do. Y'all had to look into the story. Like, look, just like kind of like get deep in it. Like, why did the enemy go to the woman versus the man? Because he knew the woman was the weaker vessel, because God said in his word, treat your wife, the woman, as the weaker vessel. Then he used the woman to seduce the man to eat the fruit too. How many times y'all done seen some, heard some, where women done got men to do something that they weren't supposed to do on account of that woman? If you love me, you'll take this person out. You love me, you'll do this. It's like a woman really can talk a man into doing anything. It's like she's a seducer, just like the enemy seduced her. She seduced Adam. So when they did that, their eyes was open. They realized that they were naked. They didn't have no clothes. So then they trying to hide, put clothes on, hide from God. So in a way, I understood, it's like, because before I was sexually active, I wasn't ashamed when my mom like, take your clothes off and beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? I took my clothes, I got my whoop. But when I started being sexually active, I'm like, nah, you ain't taking out my clothes. You ain't finna hit me. She ain't here talking about she gonna find out I'm a virgin now. She got stick on her hand. Like, you ain't finna do that. She want me to take my clothes off. She want me to lay down about 15, 16. And I wasn't doing it. I'm sitting on the side of the bed, just like I'm sitting like this, but I'm sitting on the side of the bed. And my mom just started wilding out on me. Wilding out, wilding out. So the next day I got up for school. I didn't have dreads. I had a mushroom where it was like short right here, long in the back. I got up to go do my hair, brush my teeth, wash my face, y'all. I had a black eye and a big blood clot. I had knots in my head. I had bruises on my arms and stuff. I went to school. I got myself dressed. I went to school. I was in high school. I got myself together. Got on school bus. The people was laughing at me. They was like, "Oh, your boyfriend beat you up." And I'm like, "No, my boyfriend didn't do this. My mama did." That's what I told. And I went to school and I told the counselor what my mama did. And they told me I had two options. They can call the police. I go to a shelter. We go to court. Or I can go back home. And my grandma will meet me at my aunt's house because my aunt stayed in the same apartments. If you're from Atlanta, you know about Boat Rock. I stayed in Boat Rock. So my auntie stayed down the hill. So she was like, you can go to your aunt's house and your grandma and them pick you up from your aunt's house. So I chose to go home to my aunt's house and let my grandma pick me up because my mom was on the 6-year parole. And I didn't want my sisters to go through what or experience the feelings that I felt. I didn't want them to go through that again. So that's why I chose not to go to court and to tell on her. I just went to my grandma's house. My mama said, you can come up there. She can come up there and get her clothes. I told my grandma, I'm not going up there. I was scared of my mom. So when I left my mama's house, I left with the clothes I had on that day. I probably didn't get my clothes for maybe the next 2 months. I got my clothes the next 2 months. But in that time, I was staying with my grandmama. Y'all from Atlanta, y'all know about the West End, Cascade, the Swats, baby. That's where I'm from, the Swats. So I stayed over there with my grandmama. You know, my first love, the one I lost my virginity to. Like I said, he sell drugs. So he was kind of taking care of me, and then I ended up getting me a job at McDonald's. But I got my first job at 14 because my mama had told me she wasn't buying me no school clothes to go back to school with. So I got my first job at 14 with the Fulton County Summer Youth Program, working in a shelter, uh, daycare for homeless women. And their children would go to daycare. And I had me like a big sister. She went to Clark Atlanta University. Her name was Kenya. I wonder how she's doing. She was nice. She would come and get me and take me to her house and stuff like that. We had fun and stuff like that. But yeah, I ended up moving with my grandmother at the age of 16. My mom had gave her temporary custody of me at the age of 16. I get it. Just put it in the microwave. I get it.
All right.
Yeah, because at that time, my mom had a man, and he didn't like me, and even when my mom was beating on me that night she gave me a black eye. Like she was also hitting me with the toilet plunger, which you plunge the toilet with, and he was just standing back in the corner watching. He never told her to stop. Like that's enough. Don't do that to that girl. Leave her alone. He stood back like that's what he wanted. Like he really never was a stepfather to me. He never really got to know me. Like I really never had any male figures in my life. Positive. I had a grandpa. I had a grandpa and I had a grandfather. My grandfather is my mom's dad, and my grandpa is my grandmother's second husband. So my mom's dad is my grandma's first husband. My grandpa is my grandma's second husband. My grandpa is the one that I knew. My grandfather, that's why I call him grandfather, because he didn't get to know us at all. But it's crazy though, because I lost my grandpa in 2018, and my grandmother, who I was telling y'all about, my maternal grandmother, and my is it maternal grandfather, my mom's parents, they passed a week apart in July of 22. My grandfather went on July the 14th, 2022, and my grandmother went July the 21st, 2022. And the thing about it, they wasn't even married anymore, and they was in different states. But one thing about it, I can say that my grandmother never buried any of her children, none of her grandchildren, or her great grandchildren. Her children are still here. All my siblings are still here. All my cousins are still here. All my great cousins are still here. And so I be telling my family we're a blessed family, but we just can't get it together. So that's one thing that I really sat back and looked at. Like, we buried our grandparents. My mom buried their parents versus them having to bury one of us. And that's a blessing. It's a blessing to still be here. But I often wonder, like, why am I here? What's my purpose? Is it just to be a mom and raise my kids and see them grow up and make me happy and proud? What is it? I'm still, figuring that out. But I'm going to come back with part 2 of my story that I mentioned you. We'll talk about I come back when I'm 16, and now I'm staying with my grandmother at 16, and this is in 1996. Y'all know the 90s, Freak Neat. Yes, I went to the first Freak Neat, all that. Baby, yes, I'm from ATL, born and raised. Baby, we don't play, but we slay. For sure, my boy. Hey, so I'll be back with part 2 real soon so I can finish the story. And just, introduce myself, let y'all know who I am, because I really don't have nothing to hide. I really don't care what people know. It doesn't bother me. It is what it is, because you never know who else went through some things that you went through, and you can be a blessing to them, and they can be a blessing to you. Y'all can help each other, get through certain things and overcome certain things. Just like I realized in my 40s what a narcissist was, and that I was dating a narcissist, and then I had to reevaluate myself to see if I was a narcissist. But we'll get into that later on. That won't be part 2. That probably might be part 3 or 4. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all liking my videos. Shout out to all my subscribers. I love y'all. I'm rocking with y'all. I'm not going to disappoint y'all. Keep supporting me. Keep supporting you. Keep encouraging me, and I can keep going. Let's encourage one another. Let's build each other up. Let's learn how to land out of hand. It's not about color. It's not about who got the most money, who ain't got no money, y'all. I'm telling you, it's about loving each other, y'all. Because I'm telling you, God is soon to come. And he's come for the pure in heart. Only the pure heart shall see him. And when I tell y'all, just like I'm talking to y'all, I talk to God the same way. I'm not perfect. I don't have it all well put together. I'm still trying to find my way. I'm still trying to find my path in life of what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm supposed to be being, because I know it's more than just working and paying bills. You feel me? But it's all about sacrifice. The real sacrifice is sacrificing for what's right. Like Paul said in the Bible, I rather suffer for doing what is right than to suffer for doing what is wrong. And I'm going to leave y'all with that to think of. And I'll be back with part 2 with your favorite auntie, Marilyn.